Attorney at law Cormax challenges rent committee. 150 persons receive certificates from BPA. But first up, newly elected members of parliament sworn in. Those are the headlines for Monday, February the 10th, 2020. This is your Martin Daily News. I'm Valerie Compritton. Now for the details. The 15 newly elected members of Parliament were sworn in today, Monday, February the 10th, 2020. The 15 members were administered the oath by His Excellency Dr. Anders Eugene B. Holliday. Their credentials were approved on Wednesday last, February the 5th, 2020, by the sitting Parliament. Attorney at law, Mr. Cormax, has taken up the challenge of representing a St. Martin senior, Mr. Dernkerk, whose landlord has requested permission of the rent committee to increase his rent by $200 US. Mr. Dernkerk says that he cannot afford this increase as it will take food out of his mouth.
I've been confronted from the consumer organization where I played a lawyer for most of the times with a horrible situation of Mr. Dernkerk. Mr. Dernkerk should, I think, be able to explain himself short what his problem is so that we can have a discussion about that. Yeah?
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
It's done already.
My name is Carl Dernkerk, and I'm actually a person of over 60 years. And all of a sudden, I'm faced with to have to raise the rent more than 35%. It's higher than 35%. And this is very difficult for somebody in a pensioner's salary because we do some work for, most of my work is done for charity. I have people who come and ask for help. I do some paperwork for them, make letters, help them.
Okay, but what is your problem? I know that you are a good person, you go to heaven for sure. There's no place for lawyers in heaven, but tell us now what the people want to know.
Okay.
What happened to you?
Okay, what happened is, after some time, we were given a deadline that I have to leave the house because the landlord wanted to raise the rent with $200. So I told her that is very high, and I would like you to go and get the permission to do this. This have to go through the legal, channels. So she said to me, I don't have to do that. It's my house. I can do what I want. So that was where I tell her I have my rights too as a consumer. I need to, exercise my right. I don't want to just pay you this amount if it's going to take away the food out of my mouth. So I have to do something, So
you went to the rental committee and you filed a complaint. The rental committee came together, and the rental committee, it's not to interrupt you, but to make it short that we can catch the attention of the people, otherwise going too long. Okay. But the rental committee agreed with you that the landlord is not allowed to raise the prices out of a sudden, just preparing the roof. Is that right?
Okay. I have to change one of the aspects. Actually, she took me to the rental committee because she made the date when she was going to evict me. And I told the rental committee, who is in charge here? You guys supposed to be the ones who have to make the decision.
Yeah, that is normally.
So that's when they brought us two together.
Yeah.
And then they told her that there's rules and regulations.
So when I come to compromise it, Mr. went to the rental committee. He got a decision in his favor.
Yes.
That's right. And the rental committee did not agree with the landlord that you can raise the price repairing the roof that you have to repair 2 years after a hurricane. Even if the value of the house is going up. That is one part of the problem we have here. The second thing is that he was not aware that the rental committee made a decision and he should have picked it up. So they called him, he missed the telephone call, and all of a sudden he got aware that he has to pick up the decision of the rental committee. What is it in his favor? But then he became a strange experience, because after he picked up the rental committee decision, he found the rental committee sneaking around his house for some reasons, and he got scared. And then he asked what is the right from the rental committee to go in this, and what is the right that he has as a tenant to avoid them. What is the position of the rental committee, especially when he told us, and that is important to tell you, that some politicians were behind it. I'm not responsible for the last things, but that is what he thinks that was the issue why people came to him to his house. So questions is free. We have the situation now on the table. I should come with one issue. The rental committee can make the price. We have a rental committee, a new rental committee law since 2014. It is mentioned in the documents from Mr. Duinkerken, 1939, something like that. But 2014, with the change of the civil law, we got a new rental committee rules and regulations. In that rules and regulations, they broke with the old history that the value of a house would be considered from two components: the value of the piece of land and the value of the house built on it. But as we grow further and further, the historical price became a problem. So they now say in the new law, the market value is the price that we, as the rental committee, are allowed to maintain.
Port St. Martin, another milestone was reached by the Port of St. Martin on February the 7th, when Joshua Johnson signed his contract with the company, becoming the first local St. Martin maritime pilot. Pilots ensure the safe navigation of ships in local waters. They are highly trained experts in ship navigation, and pilots are considered the elite of the marine professionals. Pilots board ships entering or exiting the port and navigate them safely in and out, avoiding any maritime hazard. In attendance for the momentous occasion were Port St. Martin senior management officials, representatives from the Human Resources Department, Chief Pilot Edmund Johnson, and Joshua's father, Eric Johnson. Port St. Martin management said that Joshua Johnson's journey is a remarkable one that displays determination and perseverance. Still to come, 150 persons received certificates from NEPA. You'll have the details to that story and more when SXM Daily News returns.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEB.
150 persons received their certificates of completion from NEPA in a ceremony held last Saturday evening, February the 8th, 2020, at the University of St. Martin. Program coordinator Josiane Fleming Artson said that teachers are empowered. She thanked them.
As teachers, we do have lots of conversations about our students when we meet, because we meet regularly to review the program. And every time we meet, I can see the excitement on the teachers' faces. And their eyes just light up when they talk about the program. Because we love what we do. We have empowered you, but you have also empowered us. I want you to know that, because every time you come, you're teaching us also. And we want to say to you, thank you.
The university's president, Dr. Antonio Carmona Baez, talked about the importance of the course.
Just want to talk a little bit about the importance of this course. This course, please do not feel like you're a guinea pig. Please do not feel that we're just testing the waters here. This is solid material that you were given. You have mastered the solid material, and this solid material has become very important, so important that we've decided that it must be included in the regular curriculum. We've decided that no one should graduate from the university. No one should graduate from the University of St. Martin without knowing something about St. Martin, knowing about the culture, the history, and tradition. And whether we stay in a tourist economy or if we finally evolve outside of a tourist economy, we must know as citizens, as residents of this island, of this beautiful island, we must get to know the background. And that was the purpose of it. This is what will empower us to continue the work that we're doing or to find further work. And since the University of St. Martin's mission is to serve the people of St. Martin, all the diversity of people who comes from all over the Caribbean, all over the world, I'm very proud of all of you, and I'm proud of our staff, and I'm proud of our teachers who have put all their time and effort into making this happen. So once again, congratulations to all the students, congratulations to the family and friends who have accompanied you this evening.
Program Director at the St. Martin Training Foundation, Mr. Sergio Wolf, speaking to the graduates, says he is happy to have a program with an amazing outpouring of knowledge.
I came to the island first in probably 2005, 2006, and I was working for the Disney Cruise Line as a front desk agent, basically, on one of the cruise ships that came here. And I would go ashore, and I would try to find some information about the island because I wanted to tell the guests that I was hosting on the ship. And I could not find anyone that could tell me more about the island other than, oh yeah, we have a French side, we have a Dutch side, then we have 36 beaches, and that was about it. So I'm so happy that we finally have this amazing program put together with the university, with the aid of the National Recovery Program Bureau. All of us together, we created this program where we now have such an amazing outpour of knowledge, of your energy coming through the island, and with the knowledge that now you've gained, pass it on, please, because this is so important. This is what this is all about. This is what we need for this island to really come into its own, where people say, wow, this is an amazing place to visit, because look at all the history and all the culture that you have here. Because all of us within the SM2F family as well, and I say family always because we are such a strong family, even though, you know, within every family we have our differences and we have our learning curves, if you will. But at the end of the day, as a family, you learn and you grow. And this is what we're doing here. And again, it is such an honor to be here and to witness all of you getting your awards today and your certificates because you deserve it. I want to congratulate you, congratulate your families as well, and thank you all for being here. And again, be very proud of what you've achieved because this is amazing. Thank you so much.
NRPB Director, Mr. Clarence Connor, in his address, stressed on the importance and achievement of the program. He said the objective is to have results.
The National Recovery Program Bureau is the implementation unit on St. Martin, managing this trust fund. And this program is one of the many activities that is part of the Recovery and Resiliency Plan for this country. the importance of what you have done and what you have achieved is really, you need to take that in and understand what it means to you, not only as a person, but also as an individual that lives in a community, because all of us make up this beautiful community we call St. Martin. And it's important for you to realize that having that knowledge of your culture, of the history, and the customs that we have is only, you have it, but you have to share it. Not only with people that come to visit the country, but share it within your neighborhoods. I'm from the generation where the older the older citizens, the neighborhood, would continue to instill in us the pride that we have as a country. So being the director of the National Recovery Program Bureau, and with all the headaches that it brings, and Sergio mentioned about the family aspect in us, having to be a real family, none of you should understand, and none of you should know this. Why? Because the objective of the program is to do exactly what we are doing here today. It's to have results. It's not easy, but with dedication, with commitment like SMTF, with USM, with you, this program will be successful for the development of this country.
In other news, Secretary General of the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, Marcelia Henry, spoke at the start of the workshop on disaster recovery and heritage preservation, which was officially opened at the Government Administration Building on Monday morning. The workshop ends on Wednesday, February the 12th, 2020.
We will have the opportunity to touch on different topics such as inventory, risk management. We will be looking at different practices as it relates to safety package handling. You will also get the opportunity to engage in several practical exercises where you would know and become more efficient on how to recover documents that might have been lost or in the process of being lost, hopefully not. So I want to start off today's session by first introducing our presenters who are here for us to, one, enhance our knowledge of discovery, recovery, heritage preservation, and two, who will also be able to impart expert knowledge that I know that you are here to obtain, to take with you, and not only take with you, but also be able to train others. So we're going to be using this national workshop as a way for you to become our trainers, who will in turn be training other persons within the Department of Museum, within the Department of Culture, within the Department of Civil Registry, the Phillipsburg Jubilee Library, records and documentation, DIV. So we have all of this, cadastre. So we have this vast cross-section of individuals today who I know will benefit, will take the information gathered during these 3 days to benefit your organization. So I'll start with introducing our presenters, facilitators, experts within the various areas who will be here with us this week. Firstly, we have Ms. Valerie Martins-Munier. Please give a round of applause. And Ms. Valerie is a paper conservator responsible for the care of collections of the National Archives of Curacao. And to provide you with some background information as to who she is, what she does. After her training in art history and paper conservation in France, she worked in Paris and in the Netherlands as a freelance conservator for museums and private collectors. She moved to Curacao and started working at the National Archives between 1998 2002 and returned for the second time 4 years ago. After Hurricane Irma in 2017, she conducted damage assessment missions on several Caribbean islands, including St. Martin, and probably met some of you before.
Now turning to our weather forecast, the dominant Atlantic high-pressure ridge will continue to produce brisk winds and hazardous marine conditions. Patches of low-level clouds embedded in the wind flow will cause some passing showers across the local area. Moderate to rough seas are expected with waves up to 8 feet. Small craft operators and sea bathers should exercise caution. Now let's turn to your 3-day forecast. Still to come, anti-poverty platform unhappy with stipend. We'll have the details to that story and more when SXM Daily News returns.
Make use of WIB mobile banking with easy access and direct usage of face recognition, PIN code, or fingerprint. Download WIB mobile banking app and make your transaction from anywhere at any time. For more information, visit wib-bank.net/quick-login.
According to member of the anti-poverty platform, Dr. Andres Raymond Giseroon, the stipend that was given to the students of the training courses did not meet the needs of the participants. The Emergency Income Support and Training Project that started in August 2018 was to provide temporary income support, the so-called stipend of 1,000 Antillean guilders per month. A total of US $20.6 million was earmarked. According to the progress report of the World Bank of December 2019, the project has disbursed $14.1 million, representing 62% of the total grant proceeds. Dr. Giseroon was speaking at the weekly press conference at the Y2 office on February 6, 2020, when he made that statement.
Now, who introduced this 1,000 guilder stipend norm? Before the Emergency Income Training Project was implemented here by the World Bank, NRPB, and the St. Martin Training Foundation, there was a pilot skills and training program which started by businesses in the tourism sector and which focused on the hospitality industry. In December 2017, a group of hotels created the St. Martin Training Foundation, and later, with a government subsidy, they started the skills and training program. The stipend of 1,000 guilders a month was between 40 and 50% of the pre-hurricane wages to the idle workers. And so, the project supported the objectives of St. Martin's NRRP, which is the National Recovery and Resilience Plan, to restore economic, community, and governance infrastructure and the service delivery. That's according to the World Bank. The project is aligned with the World Bank's twin goals of ending poverty and boosting shared prosperity by supporting populations affected by the hurricane and contributing to strengthening future resilience to underpin sustainability and inclusive growth. very nice wording, very nice terms, but what does it mean? Did the stipends end the poverty? If the goal of the World Bank is to end poverty of those affected by the hurricane, the question is, does a stipend of 1,000 guilders or $555 a month take a person or a household out of poverty? The government of St. Maarten, as well as the UNDP, maintain that based on the minimum wage stipulated in St. Maarten, only persons and households with less than the minimum wage of over 1,500 guilders are to be defined as being in poverty. But Transparency International, though based on the NIBUD research done in Bonaire, defined all persons and households with a combined income of 4,000 guilders or $2,222 a month as being in poverty. With the cost of living in St. Maarten being higher than in Bonaire, what a household need not to be in poverty in St. Maarten, in other words, it's much more than the 4,000 guilders a month.
And still to come, police and prosecutors working on stopping car theft on the island. We'll have the details to that story and more with SXM Daily News return. A joint effort meeting held to combat the rise in car theft crimes. In an effort to combat the increase in car theft crimes on both the Dutch side and the French side of the island, the St. Maarten Police Force, KPSM, together with the public prosecutor, OM, met with the Gendarmerie on Thursday, February the 6th, to come up with a plan of approach to solve this growing issue. The meeting, which was held at the Phillipsburg Police Station, was a means for all parties to come up with a joint solution to help alleviate car theft and formulate a tackle plan to do so. During the meeting, information was exchanged of all current cases of car theft reports on both the Dutch side and the French side of the island. I'm Valerie Van Putten. Just a reminder that this and other programs are available online. Simply log on to www.stmartenmediacenter.com for viewing. And on behalf of St. Maarten Daily News team, we thank you for watching and plan on meeting you back here again tomorrow.